changes soon. Can get a doobie on a plane, but there's Uzis in our schools. Every dude who touched a boob or a booty getting me too. What you expect from the kids who went to Hooters after school? We're all triggered and defensive. We're all racist and we're sexist. We all grew up watching South Park. How are we offended? Now being fat is beautiful. Name a thing that you can't do. Jumping jacks, run a mile, live past 42. Man, it used to be cool to just flip a bird to the system, and now it's trendy to be triggered and pretend you're a victim. It's my race, it's my weight, it's because I'm a Christian. I hate the internet and anyone who has an opinion. And everybody angry if you say white. Okay, fine. Pass me the brush and I'll paint my face to the shades right. Let's talk about abortion. Sorry, tell me how this works. Bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't life on Earth? Weird. Y'all so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them. Y'all so dumb. People so stupid. People so dumb. People so boo-hoo, wah, wah, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues. It's so dumb. I'm a hater because I can't relate to gay pride. Call me homophobic because I don't want to date guys. K-tight. I, for one, am not surprised the world declined along the way. Give trophies to children for losing just because they decide to play. We exercise our right to vote and hate the politicians. Ay, this is a democracy. It's partly your decision. Ay, this is weird. Feels like this a different year. If I identify as a female, then when my balls and penis disappear. Children want a gender switch and hating men is feminist. Depression and anxiety are trendy. We're too sensitive. Invented 80 genders. Mad the world is not accepting it. Then gave them more attention than normal women and men can get. What a contradiction. Being human is so tragic. Focus on minorities, ignoring all the masses. Hallelujah, everyone. Activism saved the planet. No more plastic straws and paper, just paper straws wrapped in plastic. Congratulations. Y'all so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them. Y'all so dumb. People so stupid. People so dumb. People so boo-hoo, wah, wah, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues. It's so dumb. Look, I get it, it's like the world is going crazy. Seems like a school shooting happens almost daily. The racism, rape culture, hatred that we're facing is way too ingrained for our hashtags to change it. We've become so lazy and complacent, afraid of our generation. We think activism's Instagramming memes and complaining. It's a problem when there's actually actions you could be taking, but you're triggered, so you just cry like a baby. Y'all so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them. Y'all so dumb. People so stupid. People so dumb. People so boo-hoo, wah, wah, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues. It's so dumb.
That just happened.
Nah, go ahead.
We on?
Yep.
We motherfucking on.
We on!
I don't know if you just heard that, but I said, oh, nope, they didn't.
Nope.
Nah, I'll say it the fuck anyways. Happiest day of my life is when my dopehead brother fucking died. Hey,
And that's how we're starting the show.
That's how we're starting the show.
Surely didn't expect it to start off on that foot.
Motherfucking bug up my ass. First of all, before anything, shout out to all our new listeners, all our new followers, all my haters. I fucking love you, you bunch of dicks. Keep thinking about me. Shout out to John Dante, Don Cody, the Eargasm guys. You know what, motherfuckers? Y'all done listen
Social
to us
22.
enough. Yeah, Social 22 is a new one. So we'll give the shout out to them. Check them out. Like I said on my pregame show, we're not sure yet. We're still working out the here's and there's and all the administrative stuff. But we might be doing the Metal Monday show from Social 22, broadcasting live with live bands, and that will be a big sniz joint. But we'll all be down there. But that's a big sniz joint right there. So we will have more about that coming up soon with Metal Mondays. Also, let me get these out the way. The 11th is our shit. That's our personal shit. So we don't advertise fat bastard shit. Well, at least not a party.
All right.
But if y'all don't hear from us on the 11th, we'll be kicking it at Fat Bastards for a wedding. All right. I even wrote that shit down. On the 20th, in Cleveland at Sheila's. I have posts up all over. I'll put some more on the Upside Down Studios page, and Sniz has been doing it too. Me and the infamous Mike Copenhaver will be hosting a comedy contest out there. It's free at the door. Get a hold of the Eargasm guys at the Eargasm Comedy Showcase on Facebook if you want to be a part of that shit there. RSVP seating is limited. On June 22nd, Social 22, a John Huff joint. There's going to be stand-up comedy. I might even get up on the stage. Who fucking knows? But always a good time. We're going to be down there partying for Mama Sniz's birthday, which is a day, either a day before or a day after.
Day before.
Day before. Woo! So, yeah, we're going to get a little toasty down there.
Come give me a drink.
And on July 31st, we are going to have we're calling it a comedy tasting, wine tasting, whatever, out in Cleveland. We will get you the addresses and all that shit there. That's going to be a little bit more upscale thing. Tickets are going to be $35. You can either buy tickets online or I will have some tangible ones that you could get. You will get a all-you-can-eat dinner. You're going to get, I believe, a glass of wine. Whatever, because it's a winery. We're going to do it at a winery. And you will also get comedy, and we're going to see if we can't get some live music there. So $35, you can't beat that shit. Drinks, a meal, comedy, music, good times for all. So we will have more about that coming up soon. Do we got anything going on besides what I said?
Nope.
None yet?
Nope.
None yet? Alrighty. So with that get out the way, we got, what is it? Deep Space tomorrow night. Me, Big Sniz, Ryan Weiss, the rest of the fucking Eargasm guys, whoever got the balls to fucking, stand up and talk to us. We're going to be talking about quantum computers and interdimensional beings. Anybody got any input on that? We would love to have you join in. Friday, we got Full Album Friday with Scotty. Got to check him out. And if you're not into the metal scene, then we also have the stay-at-home comedy show going on Fridays with the Eargasm guys. Random Tandem is fucking Saturday. That is not my shit. It's still the Eargasm guys. Go to their page and find out what the fuck's going on with that shit there. All right. Is that all the shit? All the
I think so. I don't know.
professional
I don't know,
shit
is it?
the fuck out of the way? Want to
It's damn hard being this good.
That's why I'm the talent.
That's right. We don't know what you're talented at, but we're trying to figure that out.
I got a couple
You
talents.
can.
here
I'm
and
good.
Right. I don't need to know.
Yep, I'm good. I'm golden.
All right, so you know what? Before we get into the real heavy shit, because me and Jared have been discussing it, and Jared's right. I have to admit, off rip, Jared's right on all this, but I'm sure people are gonna have their own takes on the shit. But before we hit that, I'm gonna hit something that every female who listens to this show, whether it be live or later on, fucking hates to hear about. Seasons.
I don't even know why you start off saying females, because you males have your own
Yes, we do.
fucking
Yes,
seasons.
we do. But the females are the ones that get butthurt about it. So
You got.
in that whole mix of things,
You better.
I've been seeing
man,
a lot of posts
you better
online.
check your 11 o'clock, man.
I've been seeing a lot of posts online, and a lot of females, and it's the same females that I've seen, online talking it. It's this time
Bro,
of
she
year
got
where
radar lock
they
on
feel
you.
like they deserve, they're not getting what they deserve. They feel unappreciated. They want a little bit more, which is all fine and dandy, which is nothing really wrong with
Are you
that.
talking about jobs, or are you talking about in relationships?
In relationships.
Oh, all right.
But wait, no, Kat, I want you to hear, because I want your input on this. This is my problem. You know what? There is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a woman, especially if she's feeling neglected, to go that extra mile. Especially if that's your old lady. You're supposed to do that. What I'm seeing a lot of though is guys going that extra mile, whether it's that woman's season or not, and nobody giving a fuck about the guy's season or how the guy feels in between seasons or any of that shit. I was reminded of a memory, and it brought back. So I looked up the messages from that time of year, years ago, whatever, in the memory from it. And this post, I did just about anything and everything for this person, even when I wasn't supposed to. But nobody gave a fuck about how I felt. Nobody gave a fuck about with the struggle I went through. And, as a guy, fuck it. To me, I do that. But if you're going to slap me in the face with shit that I supposedly haven't done, or things that I've done in pretty much reaction to the season, then that ain't cool. You know, if you feel like you deserve a little bit more, you need to check to see if you're doing the same fucking amount there. You know, I'm a firm believer in every relationship is supposed to be equal. You know, the man got his role, but when it comes down to it, whether it's money, whether it's cooking, whether it's cleaning, whether it's taking care of kids, you know, wiping asses, whatever, equal. Or you know, if one is doing one, then the other one, you know, is expected to do the other one. For instance, that sounded kind of confusing, but you know, when I was in a relationship, and for the first half of the relationship, I was the moneymaker. Well, then shit fell off for me, and I became the stay-at-home mom. Well, best believe, if the role switched, the role switched. So when my old lady at the time came home from work, dinner was on the table, clothes were clean, house was clean, kids was doing their homework. You know, that's what I feel is equal. You know, and I expect that if I'm the whole, you know, the breadwinner, same shit. Understandable, right? Cool. Well, now I'm seeing a lot of these females out there that have the man that's out there busting their ass and still doing, and oh, well, I still feel unappreciated, or I still feel like I deserve this, I still feel... Who the fuck do you think you fucking are? Now, I know there's a lot of grimy dudes out there, there's a lot of grimy chicks out there. But, you know, for one, fuck it, my son. You know, I got into the biggest fucking argument with my son's ex because my son, who is a very pasty white kid and a ginger, no doubt, was busting his ass 16 hours on roofs to provide for this woman, her child, and his child that was on the way. But yet she downed him every fucking day because he wasn't spending enough time with her. You know, she deserved more than just, you know, at middle of the night, you know, or maybe going to the bar here and there. Bitch, do you know you were living with your daddy in a fucking shack before my son met you? Do you know you have your own house now? You have your own car now. You have your own life now. And you deserve more? I don't dig that. I don't dig that. Especially when I know my son and how far he's come to try to become a man and do the right thing. Bitch, you don't talk about my son like that.
You go first.
Is this mic on here? Mm-hmm. Sweet.
So, my whole thing with that is, okay, I've been sitting here, guys. It's Kit Kat in the house. I'm always sitting here. I just don't ever mic up.
Wait a second. My fault, y'all. We are here with Kitty Cat, Mama Sniz, Big Sniz, and as always on the 2s and 3s, motherfucking Greg. All right. Sorry.
Anyway,
I thought it was the 1s and 2s.
a whole lot of that whole, I'm going to say, scenario. Because, like, I've been in relationships. I've been both ends. I've been that aggressor. I've been the one that's been taking. But since I've met my husband that I currently am married to, which is on your 1s and 2s.
No, 2s and 3s. We're missing the
2s and
1s
3s and 5s
tonight.
and 6. Whatever. I could tell you right now that there's
L7.
been times in our relationship, because we both work.
Right.
And I'll tell you, there's been times where he's been working midnights and I work day turns. We see each other for 20 fucking minutes for about a year and a half.
No, about 3.
And held that shit down.
Exactly.
Even if it was 20 minutes of a complete bang out. Fuck it. That was my 20 minutes or that was his 20 minutes. Even if I didn't get my O, he got his. Right.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry.
I traveled
Oh, yeah.
for work.
I think a lot of problem is nowadays.
I think it is.
Everybody thinks they have the right to be happy. No, you don't have the right to be happy.
They have that
You know
sense
what?
of
You have the
entitlement
right
now. That's
to
what it is,
Be
Mark.
happy with what you have.
You have the right to work for your happiness.
Exactly.
That's what you have the right for.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Good call, Jared.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Right.
Happiness is not guaranteed.
Exactly.
You-
Happiness
but
is
you
what
have-
you make of
You're
it.
supposed to have the rights and the abilities and to be able to pursue
And
your
communicate
happiness.
when you're not happy.
Yeah,
if
that's
he
what I was
fucks
gonna
up
say.
or if she fucks up, hey, You gotta communicate.
Yeah,
you have to
I don't
communicate.
Like that shit, man.
Communication is the biggest thing with all of that.
A lot of situations like you're describing, Marco, is something early on, way back happened that wasn't discussed, it wasn't handled,
addressed
and then so
Correct.
just bitterness just kept growing
piling
and
up.
growing until it
Getting
just
boxed up, put on the shelf, getting pulled
Well,
out,
as
dumped
far
in
as
your face,
the
yeah.
situation with my son,
And I
these
do
two,
agree that's
she
bullshit.
met my son when my son was doing his his regular teenage thing, so she watched him as well as the rest of us go from that street kid to an actual man trying to provide.
Right.
No credit for that. No, and even though as a man, in my eyes, that's what we're supposed to do. But like again, if you're gonna put shit out on the table, then we're gonna put it all out on the table.
That's right.
Right.
It's
And you have to be comfortable with accepting those skeletons that are coming out.
right. And you can't be mad. An argument. I've seen these posts a lot, and it's true. An argument about feelings is not supposed to, or talking to each other about feelings is not supposed to turn into an argument. And even if it does, an argument is an argument. If you're in a long-term relationship, which these females claim they want to be in, but if you're in this long-term relationship, then an argument, unless an argument is not supposed to,
An argument's not
It's not a game
fight.
changer. It's not a complete calling it quits. You're done. That so many people, and that's I see that in younger people today. They want to just quit. They want to just give up on it. It gets too hard. They're not trying. They're not fighting. And honestly, I'm a firm believer that, especially on fucking social media, shut the fuck up. Don't and I'm not going to say I'm perfect. I'm not going to say I'm perfect because I've had those nights where I'm drunk and emotional, and I'll post some stupid shit. And you know what? I'll be honest. The next day I'll go, oh fuck, and that shit comes right down because I'm not. I'm a firm believer that you don't badmouth your spouse, whether it's a man or a woman, on social media because it makes you look trashy as fuck.
Exactly.
Nobody needs to know.
Like,
at all.
I post a lot of shit, and I've had a lot of people ask me, are you okay? Is something wrong or whatever? A lot of the shit that I post is shit that I've been through before, or I'm watching my kids go through, or my friends go through, or I've just seen, I'm just fed up with,
I
only
see a lot
one
of that.
side of the story being put out.
You know what? Looking at some of my
But-
memories, I see the difference now in my postings, where before it was just like a lot of what was me at that. Now you're right when you said it's what I see my kids going through. Having past experiences and now watching my kids go through things and stuff.
I've had people say,
I
I've
post a
seen
lot
your
of
posts.
things.
I know you're doing this. I know.
No,
You don't know
You don't-
shit
you
about
don't-
me.
right.
But you know what's silly though?
Right.
When you do put them oddball posts out there, you watch see who gets pissed. Or you watch to see who's because now that shoe fits you. That shoe fits you. That just came off the shelf. But if it fits you, bitch, strap it up.
Right. No, I agree with that.
And honestly, like Kat said, communication, like Jared said, Jared and I, we've been married, it would be 23 years, 24 years this year?
24.
I'm glad he always remembers. I can't remember how many. It's been a lot. 24 years this year, and it has not been easy all the time. It's not been fun and games all the fucking time, and he's not been my favorite person all the fucking time. And we did go through some serious shit where I had so many people say I wouldn't stay with him, or I wouldn't, I'd be fucking gone. But we're married.
Right.
We're not just boyfriend and girlfriend just fucking around. He's the father of my children. I know when I said I do, I was all in.
Right, and that's another thing that a lot of people have lost. And that's why I think why I'm not married now. Because when I do say I do, when I do get married, that is my wife. That is my, in sickness and health, in addiction or no addiction, in poverty and no poverty, in what the fuck ever, in whatever. And I have seen people that swore up and down they loved me, that they would walk through hell, that would turn their back in an instant. Turn their back in an instant. And I'm like, you know, and a lot of times, people think that loyalty and fidelity are the same thing. And it's not. It's not. It's not at all. You know, loyalty, I actually had it backwards at first. But loyalty to somebody is being there for them no matter what. Fidelity goes to, you know, the whole cheating aspect of doing whatever. Now, I have met many people, I was one of them, that was a cheater, but would not ever let anything happen to my old lady at the time. I was loyal to her. You know, if my little side piece would have fucking I'd have fucking snapped. Know your place, bitch. And even at that end, I mean, and I know that isn't a good way of looking at things, but even at that end, we've lost that. You know, I've always been loyal to certain people. I will still always be loyal to certain people. Doesn't mean I ain't fuck up. Doesn't mean, you know, anything like that. But if I am married, you know, if I fuck up, you better suck that shit up. It ain't right, I'm sorry, but you better suck it up. And if you fuck up, guess what? I have to suck that shit the fuck up. That's what that fucking band around your finger means. It's just like that. Now, how hard you make it, or you know, whether it be lack of communication, or you know, lack of seeing the other side of the story or whatever, you know, you're making it hard on yourself. And I agree, society has made it too easy now to say, fuck it.
Right.
You know, my youngest daughter's mom was married twice already. Didn't give two shits about the dude. The day before her fucking wedding, she was hitting me up. What the fuck are you getting married for? And then you know, you had me believing once upon a time that I was supposed to marry you? Talk about dodging a fucking bullet?
Right.
You know, I've met many a person who said they were down for their significant other and let the dumbest shit tear it apart. The dumbest shit.
You know, and honestly, the especially the situation like you're talking about with your son, there could be a very not simple but simple solution if they were to sit down and have a conversation that said, you know, him saying, baby, I want to be there, and I miss you, and I want to be with you and spend some more time. But right now, in order to provide, I have to do what I'm doing. Because I'm going to give you and our kids a life that I think you deserve. But when I am home, what can I do for you that will help you understand that I'm here as much as I can?
And
what
I
do
totally
you need
agree
from
with
me?
that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You know,
Like,
but-
fuck
it
it.
can't just
Like, you
come
might
from
not
one
like
side
feet.
of it, though.
Okay, I'm not a feet person. But you goddamn right I asked my old man, hey, baby, if your feet hurt, I'll rub them.
Right? Right?
Whatever you need.
That-
You
that's
need your
what I'm
back
talking
rubbed,
about.
I will rub your back till my
Exactly.
hands
You know,
fall
that
asleep.
is exactly what I'm talking
Yep.
about. You know, I've been in situations where I couldn't stand the people that, you know, my, you know, significant other were friends with. Or I couldn't stand, you know, the movie or whatever. But I still did it. You know why? Because that's my fucking job.
Right.
But then I've also did the same thing where it wasn't reciprocated. Oh, no, you go do this. I don't like them people. Or I don't want to watch it. I don't want to do this or that. You think I wanted the fuck? You know,
Right.
Really? Really?
And we went through that when he first started doing the metal show. Because I like metal, but I'm not really a metal person. And add on top of that, this huge social anxiety. I don't want to fucking go to those shows. Hell no. He's going to go run off and do his thing because he has to, because he's putting the show on or he's part of it. And I don't know nobody, and I can't fucking do that. But when I started to put myself out there...
Wait. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not going to bullshit you. I don't know if this is just sober Mama Sniz or if this is just Mama Sniz on a different kind of buzz. But we all in this motherfucking room know how much of a social butterfly Mama Sniz is.
Oh, no, I
Mama
gotta work
Sniz
myself
gets
up for
along
that
with
shit.
everybody.
As long as
especially
she's-
when she gets a couple drinks
As
in
you
her.
say, as long as
she
she's had a
makes
couple jacks.
every fucking
Yeah,
friend
okay,
into place.
okay.
She is
Too
a
many.
very nice, personable person. And don't, you know, she's trying to get a point across, but I'm going to let y'all know, Don't let her fool you. Mama Stiz is lovable.
I've also
I
come
have
a long way,
a very
though.
big presence, especially in those atmospheres like the festivals and the
that's
stuff
your
we're
beer in your
doing.
mouth.
And right, but that's just it's a lot to be around when that's not your thing.
I agree.
Because that's a lot of extra
But
energy to absorb.
But like you said,
I
started realizing he wants me there. So that is him telling me what would make him happy, what he wants. And when I did start going, like you said, I realized it wasn't what I had hyped in my head. It was, I had a good time. I met cool people. And then I did have friends. And then going back to those things wasn't as fucking bad because I did know people. So.
See, now, especially in my last relationship I was in, I tried that. I let her know, you're supposed to be here with me. You're supposed to be doing this and that. Instead she would rather bitch about who I was spending my time with or who was around or who was... Well, you're supposed to be here.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but, and I used to even tell her, because her thing was, argument, I'm going to break up with you.
Right.
Okay, well, you know what? I never had to cheat on her. Never did I ever have to cheat on her because I was single every time I did something with somebody else.
Right.
And I even told her straight up, I was like, I've never cheated on you. I've taken the blame plenty of times to kill the argument, but when it boils down to it, anytime I ever did anything with anybody else, you broke up with me.
Right.
You broke up with me. And it's kind of shitty way of looking at it, but, after so many years of that, you don't do that shit in the first year. You don't do that shit in the first 2 years. But you get about 4 or 5 years of that, you're getting broke up with every other weekend. Well, that's a hall pass.
Right.
You just gave me a fucking hall pass. Not only do you got me feeling like you're out there doing something, but,
right.
Fuck. What I'm supposed to do. And it's that whole communication
What
thing.
I'm supposed to do.
Now, going full circle with the whole season thing, though, when you are with somebody for so long and you try to stay committed, then you notice certain cycles. You start getting tired of each other, and that is, if you want to call it the season or whatever, but you start getting them little itches. And for instance, I had, an ex right around this time of year. It would start like mid-May, and it'll go till maybe the end of July. She would always start nitpicking this and that. Nothing I did was ever good enough. Nothing, I was always, this or that. And it made me feel like even though we were together for so long, it wasn't about, if I called and I wanted to do something or whatever, it wasn't that I wanted to go to lunch. It wasn't that I wanted to go to a bar or wanted to go to the movies. You just want to have sex. You just want to have sex. How many... Aren't we past that already? Aren't we, we're past that already? And it just made me feel more like shit. That's all you think of me? That's all you think of me is I'm the booty call. And that's where I started talking about the whole nobody looks at the other side. That made me personally feel like, okay, well, you put me in my place. That's all I am. After all these years, that's all I am. So why should I do, more? Why should I go above, what you think you deserve? I'm just a booty call.
Right.
And I'm expendable. But no. You don't ever hear that from the guy side. And as much as I'm all about the masculinity or whatever, what guys should do or supposed to do, again, when you come to the table and you're throwing all the cards on the table, then, I'm in this game too. I got a fucking handful of cards also.
What about smoking?
I understand that.
And the communication, the one great thing I noticed between you and Jared, especially in the time that I've known you guys, I've watched you guys go through your good times and your bad times.
Yeah.
I've watched you guys walk through hell together. Key part of that, hell together.
Right.
You walk through hell together, and at the end
Hand
of
in
the
hand,
day,
motherfuckers,
no
hand in
matter
hand.
how much you fucking hated each other at one point in time, eventually you guys both sat down. These are my issues. These are my issues.
Right.
if I got 10 issues, can you at least try on 4 or 5 of them?
Right.
You know, because I've seen that on both ends. You know, I noticed Jared didn't completely clean up his shit, but he's tried. You didn't completely clean up your shit, but you've tried.
Oh, I'm
And
still
that's
as
all,
fucked up as ever.
and that's all that matters. You know, that's all that actually matters.
Yeah.
You know, you show him that you give a fuck.
It's a process,
You
and
know,
as long as
he hurt you, but you still love him, well, then he's like, okay, well, then I fucked up. I have to bring up my end a little bit.
Right.
And you do the same. And Kat could agree with me. Kat goes on her tangents here and there, but I've also seen Kat, you know, treat Greg like he was fucking gold.
Yep.
You know, more than, you know, I've seen windshield smashed.
Hey, that's a low blow. He really made me mad, though. I told him he wouldn't like
I
me
was
mad.
there that night. There
I
was no
feel it.
reason
I
for
feel
that.
it.
But
I've
you know,
I've slashed tires.
I've done dumb shit for no reason.
I get
too.
more hugs than I do hammer fists on the road.
See? He gets more loving than smashed out windshields. It's all good.
Exactly.
See, me personally,
only been
nothing
one,
ever,
y'all.
nothing,
All right,
even
just one.
with the
Only
right kind of
slashed one
conversation, right?
That's all it took. was
Even
one.
with that real
Never made me
conversation
that mad again.
that both people walk away from it committed to changing and everything. Nothing ever changes overnight.
right, I agree.
So, like you said, you know, as long as
Felt good.
you know you're still working the process and you're trying, and both people are trying.
yeah, show me some
Then it's
effort.
workable.
Right? I'm a
I'll
big
give
fan
you
of
the
effort.
I'm a
word.
big fan of effort.
I will give you the
Let me
world
see
if
the
you show me
effort.
some effort.
Yep.
But you know, don't.
And honesty. If you fuck up, 9 times out of 10, I already know you fucked up. And I know it's the same for him. If I fuck up, 9 times out of 10, he already knows I fucked up. So, when someone says, hey, what about this? Don't fucking lie about it. That's your moment to go, I fucked up.
That and leaving stuff, guys and girls, leaving stuff out is still lying. It's still lying. You know, I've been caught up in that shit too quite a few times. Like, you know, I've been single for 3 years now. My ex wanted to get back with me. The reason why, and I'm not gonna lie, I will always have a place in my heart for my ex. But the reason why I fucking refuse to go back is because of the lies. I give you no reason. I am very, y'all know me. I don't judge
Right?
too much
Same.
shit.
I'm cool
You
as
know,
fuck.
you know, even you do me wrong, there's got to be, maybe I fucked up. I look at it that way. But because there's always something left out. There's always something, you know, and it's stupid shit.
And there's always somebody out there who is willing to let you know what it is.
Exactly.
Always.
And you know, I don't ask. That's why I posted that post the other day. I don't ask questions unless I know the answers to them. You know, now I'm checking your loyalty because I could look at this 2 ways. So I'm looking to you which way I'm gonna look at this for. And you know, again, I hate being right, but 9 times out of 10 I am right, and it's never a good fucking outcome. It's never about anything good. You know, and it used to be about dumb shit I get lied to about, like, you know, did you pay the water bill, you know, this week or whatever? Oh yeah, the water bill's paid. Next week, I'm running short, I gotta go pay the water bill. You fucking told me you paid the water bill.
Right.
Or you know, my brother is coming into town. He's staying over at so-and-so's. You know, come over, he's staying there. Knowing that dude's a dope head, knowing he's a fucking thief, knowing he fucking put his hands on her. But why are you gonna lie to me about it?
Right.
You know, dumb shit like that, or even shit with my kids. You know, you know, Kylie's with her ex-boyfriend that was in jail again. Right now, I found out today, supposedly I'm not allowed to see my grandchild, but yet I just talked to my grandchild yesterday. So, just, and shit like, stupid shit like that. If I can't trust you with dumb shit like that, then we can still be cool. I'm not going to be a dick to you. I'll still give you your respect or whatever, but we're not going to be there, and I'm definitely never going to trust you like I used to.
Yep.
You know, just recently, why didn't you tell me Thorne got shot? None of your damn business. You know, I'm sorry, but you know, we ain't like that no more, and you got a big fucking mouth. So, well, you don't talk to me. Well, we're cool, but no, I don't talk to you anymore because I either get half the story or I get a bunch of fucking lies.
And we're not together.
Right.
Right.
You know, I usually, especially with my kids as moms, I try to keep things cordial, which has been a detriment to any relationship afterwards because everybody thinks I'm still fucking my exes. But if people would see the way I actually feel inside and how I look at things, you know, I may let shit slide on the surface, but, you know, if there's certain lines, you know, and I wouldn't call them morals because I don't have very many morals, but there's certain lines you just don't cross.
He's lying, but I won't bust him out.
I mean,
Getting really short though.
just like, you know, good example of fucking, I'll never forget because me and Bananas are still friends. My dude Jason but the reason why we call him Bananas because we can't pronounce his last name. Bananowitz or Bananas Gulwitz or some shit like that.
All right.
It's almost like a 5-0 last name. But the way I met him was I started seeing this barmaid. Me and her kicked it off. She was a real cool chick, you know, awesome. Her and I went out a few times. Her and I messed around a few times. Well, I went to the bar the one night before she got to work. Shoot some pool. I was going to spend some time with her. So this dude comes in. Me and him get to drinking, shooting pool. Dude's cool as fuck. And so the girl comes into work. Goes to the bar. You know, does her thing. Me and the dude go down. And I'll even say the chick's name. Summer looks at me and says, oh, this is my boyfriend, Jason. You dirty cunt. Yeah. Because
At least tell me up front.
when I first met her,
Wait, let me make my own choice.
Let me make my own choice.
But when I first met her, she had just broke up with her boyfriend, supposedly, because he was this big asshole who beat her ass and talked shit, this and that. Bananas is nothing like that. Nothing. He is one of the most, bust his ass, docile, do anything, you know, type of person. And that is one thing that fucking irks my soul.
Mine too.
My God.
Mine too.
You know, if your dude or your ex or whatever actually did some dirty shit to you, then fuck him. But you don't take a good man,
Right.
a good man who's actually trying to do for you, and you know, you just
Do him dirty.
run him through the fucking mud just because you want a little bit of dick, and then you want your dick that you know went and scooped up to be cool with your dude now that he finds out that he's not an asshole. Oh my God.
If you need a sob story and play the victim to be cooler in somebody else's eyes, then you just need to sit your ass at home.
I'll
by
tell you
yourself
what.
and
You
knock
want
it
to
the fuck off.
find out how shady women could be? Be that side dick. Be that side dick. You will see some of the sweetest girls in the world that you would never think. Yeah.
Oh, I've seen it.
Shady,
I've
shady
seen it.
shit.
But I saw it as a bartender. I saw the chick that would come in and she'd be in there 3-4 nights a week with a different dude, and I was supposed to pretend like I didn't know who she was or what she liked to drink. I saw it.
And sometimes different dudes in the same night.
Yeah.
See that, you know, I don't get involved in too many people's business like that. But when I am involved in that, you know, when I am part of that fucking triangle and I didn't even know you just drugged me into that shit, especially when I would have taken the dude's side anyways, you're a dirty cunt.
Agreed.
You know, I have a cousin in Chicago, did the same fucking thing. She had our whole family thinking that her husband was this big piece of fucking shit. Well, when we went out to Chicago, I met the husband. Lawyer, hardworking, very, very church-minded Christian type deal. Very, very good guy. Loves his kid, takes care of his kids. You dirty whore. You just fucking drug this guy through the mud just so you could justify to your family to go get drunk and fuck whoever at the fucking club. I got no respect for you. I don't even give a fuck if you're my family. I got no respect for you. I mean, that is one thing that irks my fucking shit, dude. You know, because no lie, I have fucked other people's old ladies and knew about it, but there was circumstances on that end. But when, you know, them times where is actually a good dude, like, you know, that's a guy code thing to me. To me, that's like, you know, what the fuck?
Right.
You ignorant fucking cunt. Like,
But you hit it right on the head. You knew about it, and you were able to make your own choice. Don't fucking paint this huge thing and then not be.
I would never fuck somebody's old lady if he was doing what he had to do.
For sure.
You know, and you know my standards are very low. You know, if you fucking taking care of
My
that
standards
house
are very low.
and you taking care of them kids, and they, especially if they ain't yours, yeah, bitch, you need to fucking shut the fuck up and go take your ass home to your dude.
Right.
Be fucking
You
grateful.
yeah, then-
Be fucking grateful that you got a man at home that's not on dope, that's not beating your ass, that ain't fucking your kids, that ain't, you know.
Yep.
Oh, he yelled at you because you didn't have dinner? Wah. He worked fucking 16 hours, you dumb cunt. Ugh.
And you were sitting on TikTok every day till Life 360 told you he was in the perimeter,
That's it.
and
That's
then
it.
you jumped up like, "Oh shit!"
Ugh. So, where we at on time?
We got like 4 minutes till break.
No. All right. Well, with that being said, we are going to pass this blunt around, and we will be fucking back.
We out.
Meow.
Meow, meow.
Cody is certified slash.
Cody is certified slash. Cody. Certified Slabs. Cody. Certified Slabs.
And we are
I
back.
can just scroll.
Great.
What up?
Me and Gregor, I shared a song, a parody of Crossroads.
Right.
It was earlier today. And these guys, I mean, not only is the parody funny as shit, but the skill, the fucking skill of these guys. I mean, they did Crossroads. If you heard Crossroads by Bone Thugs and Harmony for, y'all youngins.
Right.
But if you heard the original, or not the original, the remix of Crossroads, just by tone, just like the instrumental, and you place it up against this, identical. And I'm not talking like the beat and shit. I'm talking about like the tone and the vocals
everything.
and the voices.
Yeah, they did a hell of a
Actually,
job.
cue it up. Play it. This fucking song is hilarious, and everything is crisp and clear. You can hear them, and dude, I mean, they pay homage to Bone in this parody, and it's silly as fuck, silly as shit.
They got it's
Do you got the
30
name
on
of
up.
I don't remember the name of the band. It's not bad.
I don't even think it's a band. I think it's a bunch of friends that got together and did it. Just one person shared it. You know what I mean?
Well, we got to give
That's a
props to
good-
the people because I
Right,
found out
right.
that that's how people get in trouble. You got to at least give
So
props
that,
to
I mean,
whoever
that's
originally
that's
put it.
$30.
So we're going to find out who these guys are, or at least who posted them first. Much love. I was just always a big Bone fan. Back in the day when my hair was fucking long, people used to think I was busy Bone. Like, out in fucking Chicago, I had people ask me to rap at a fucking mall. Like, no, I only do that shit in the studio. Silly as hell. But I did learn a lot of their fucking raps because it was like some of the hardest shit nobody ever memorized. Everybody had like the easy shit. And I was just so impressed with this fucking video and this song that I was like, oh my god. And this is a comedy song. Did you find that shit yet? How much do I have to kiss
I can't
these guys'
find out.
ass?
I mean, I got it, but I can't find out who originally posted it because it wasn't the dude that actually posted it that you shared it from.
They don't have a name on it or anything? We'll figure that out. Just play the song.
Wait.
My ass is all
I'm guessing.
like icky and shit,
I'm
from
guessing.
kissing ass.
Guessing the name is Chico Rose.
Chico Rose.
And
Much love. That's the last name we got, to give props to. So if we didn't get it right, sorry. We're trying to give props to somebody.
But anyway, the name of it's All Gone is the name of it.
All gone.
Right.
And you can vibe to this too. That's the bad thing.
Check it out, though.
Chick-fil-A. You want a beer? Beer? Chick-fil-A. Every day, check is all gone. Skinny check is all gone.
Now I be hungry.
Skinny check is all gone. I'm balling off everybody. And
I'm burning up.
everybody. And I'm balling off everybody. And I'm balling off everybody.
So broke.
And I'm balling off everybody. Steamy check is all gone. The steamy check is all gone. The steamy check is all gone. The steamy check is all gone.
Man, that was a hell of a job on that one. I give him props on
Yeah,
that.
That really was.
Right.
like beat for beat, like they kept up with
Like everything.
Yeah. Much love, and big props to them cats. That like made you marinate and shit. All right, so that made me start thinking about some other shit though.
Shit. Welcome to WTF Wednesday.
And I'm gonna do this mostly for the other guys, my snowflake people. Look, I'm starting to stutter. I got a good buzz going on. Woo!
Oh, shit.
But anyways,
Here we
for
go.
my snowflake people out there, especially the eargasm guys, I want to take back and change my position on Medicare for medical for everybody, free medical. I want to change my position on free schooling for everybody. I want to change my position on what else was they giving free that like they've been begging for free.
Tampons.
Birth control. Birth control. You know, shut the fuck up. It ain't our business. You know, nobody gave a big fuck about it back in the day. You know, nobody said nothing about it, but you pay for what you had to pay for. You know, y'all don't pay for rubbers, but you pay for fucking birth control. That's the way it always is. You know, the guys got the shit end of the stick on that one. But give it to them. Give it to them. Give them that. Give them what else did they want? What else free? You know, and the reason why, you know, I'm changing my stance on this.
Probably the same reason I did.
And I honestly feel that, you know, at this point in time in the world and this climate that I was wrong and I have to change my thinking. And when I'm wrong and I feel I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If we're going to be giving fucking billions and billions of fucking dollars to other guys, yeah, you know what? Fuck them. We need shit here. We need free shit here. You know, I did not fucking file one little bit of stimulus, not one. I didn't get one fucking check during this whole bullshit pandemic because in my eyes, if I needed the fucking extra money or I'll go out and hustle, work, do what I gotta do to go make that money. I'm not gonna put my family a burden on my country. But you know what, you sorry motherfuckers, if you're gonna be giving all the Guatemala, they booed Kamala Harris down there. Everybody from Guatemala up fucking says that this whole border crisis is Biden's fucking baby because he said, come on down. You know, they all of them. It isn't a Trump conspiracy, motherfuckers. The rest of the world is telling you. The pig fucking. And then, in the same swoop that happened, and now the whole UFO thing, because Kamala Harris is part of the Space Force or whatever, she runs that shit. And I'm sure she had something to do with this whole gaslighting. Now it's moved to the 25th of June, the actual official Pentagon report. So we gotta wait for that. What else? What else did these dumb fucks do? Because somebody said that they were gonna get banned because Biden put up some shit about looking after my first 100 fucking days, how good things are going. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! I don't give a fuck how much anybody hated Trump. Last time, if we flash back to his administration, at this time of the year, we was like 98 cents, 99 cents. And motherfuckers don't realize when you put in some, that's a lot of fucking money there. There's a lot of money in them pennies, especially, it just, gas ain't even the only thing. That ain't even the only thing. The morale in the country, the racism is up. A lot of fucking shit went up. Yeah, bad shit. Bad shit. My white friends is afraid to go outside because black people who say they're afraid are fucking people up. And fair is fair. What's right is wrong. I don't give a fuck what color you are. I just want it all the same. Same punishment, same consequences, same whatever. I don't care what color you are. Quit picking a fucking scab. Quit fucking picking a scab. Because you know what? You're making the wound fucking bigger. You're adding to the wound. You got people who are never racist. And I say this constantly. You got people who are never racist. Never had a racist bone in their body looking at this shit like, well, fuck, these black folks is acting a fool. Or these Mexicans are acting a fool. Or even when the white folks is acting a fool, they're acting a fool. But now, it isn't about equality. It isn't about stopping racism. It's about somebody fucking getting tagged in for who's next. That's all it is. And I see our government trying to fucking, brush it off. You think that whole Chinese thing just started up?
Right.
It's been going on forever. We've had Chinese people or Asian people in this fucking country. Come on. We got fucking towns called Little China in San Francisco and in New York. There's Yakuza, straight real deal Chinese mafia in America running some towns, up in here. There's a Chinese restaurant in every fucking place I've ever went to. Whether it be a Main Moon or some kind of garden or something like that. Chinese everywhere. And I say Chinese just looping it all in, but that means Vietnamese, that means Korean, that means Asian-y people.
Asian-y.
No round eye.
This is why you never get corporate sponsor.
Yeah, whatever. No round eye. But in that, the whole point of it being is, last time Americans were racist against the Asians, we were still building railroads. And even black folks were racist against the Asians back then. Yeah. And even sillier than that, the Asians got to pick on the Irish. Just like the black folks and the Italians and everybody else. The Irish was the lowest form back in the day.
That was close. Dang near lost $100 handcart. Blazing Saddles when they were in the quicksand.
I was thinking more of what was the gangs in New York when they said that the Irish are taking the jobs for 2 cents that the niggers were doing for 5 cents that the white men were getting paid 50 cents for.
Damn.
The Irish was low man on the totem pole, for real. So, I mean, now, that's, I don't even know how that racism works because, you know where I got the biggest confusion of racism when I was younger? The biggest confusion was when I was in boot camp. My bunkmate was a real deal from the motherland, Jamaica. Just hit the button. His name was Stegall. He was born in Jamaica. I mean, he was Motorola black. One of the coolest dudes in the world.
Careful with that motherfucker, man.
But he and I guess he was brought up that way.
I tried to warn you.
Hated Haitians.
I have hurt myself
I tried to
before.
warn you.
Like he couldn't stand Haitians. He didn't want to be in the same room as Haitians. he didn't want. I mean, and he used to tell me constantly, like he sounded like my grandfather.
So that kind of wanted.
You know,
they're sold out.
That type of racism. You know, he was,
the
and it was
highest
both
THC
like
that they
it was
have
like
in
putting two
stock.
cell phones together on the table. They were that black. So, how did that work there?
Generational.
You know, everybody, no, but everybody, especially Americans, look at the racism thing as color of skin. Okay, well, there's racism all over the world. So what happens when two blackberries fucking hate each other?
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Because that, in its purest form, that's racism too.
It is.
But now, what are you doing about the color? Just like, you know, I'm gonna wait. And actually, it was in one of the Dr. Seuss books. I forget which one it was. But what's eventually gonna happen is everybody is gonna intermix with everybody, no matter if you like it or not. So the main predominant color, race, whatever you want to call it, is gonna be kind of like me, maybe a little bit darker. You know, kind of sand people-y. Now, everybody's the same color. Do you think racism is still going to be there? Fucking right it's going to be there. But how? You know, that's what intrigues me is how. Because I'm still trying to figure out how, like I was taught, and we are still being taught that racism has something to do with the color of your skin. But there's still racism when the color of the skin is the same.
Right.
So then if that's the way it is, then that's the fucking way it is! You know, don't be a dick. You know, if you don't like that dude because, you know, he's black, then shut the fuck up about it. Don't like him over there. Because I'm sure he probably don't like your fucking white daughter fucking, you know, his son. Or his, you know, the black girls can't stand when the white girls start fucking around with black dudes, but you want equality. What the fuck? Well, then, you know, you get these few handful of white dudes that don't want the black dudes fucking their daughters, and now it's racism. Well, you didn't want them fucking them anyway! Does it make any... I lived it. I've been there. I've seen, you know...
I've seen it.
Dudes get on their feet, you know, black friends of mine get on their feet, get real good jobs, get their shit together, and they just so happen to start dating a white girl. Well, what is the stereotype? Because everybody, you know, when they hear stereotype, all they're saying, say chicken or watermelon. No, what is the stereotype? When the black dude fucking gets on his feet, he goes and gets a white girl. And that every fucking white woman and white girl to this day still says that shit and has animosity towards that. And then, you know, you pick that handful of white folks that, you know, I don't want that black dude fucking my daughter or whatever. Well, don't that cancel each other out? Doesn't that a little bit? I mean, it's all wrong. But, I mean, your wrong and my wrong are the same wrong. They've just flopped up colors. You don't want
They're just the opposite side of the checkerboard.
Daughter, and you don't want him fucking my daughter. So we both don't want him fucking the daughter. That's not racist. That's actually anti-racist. That's coming to an agreement.
No, they're both racist for feeling the way they do. They're only uniting in what your scenario is. The only thing that unites them is their racism.
Pretty much, because if not, they're just gonna. You know, it's gonna happen. People are still gonna whine about it and drag the shit the fuck on. So what? He's fucking the white girl. So what? He's fucking the black. You know, when I was in high school, one of the biggest.
I've got this
oddities-
wonderful idea right here. If they are two consenting adults, it is
their
no one
fucking
else's business.
It is.
So
their-
just
where's your drink? I will fucking cheers you to that shit right there.
just shut the motherfucker up
that
about
ain't
it.
Nobody's
it ain't none of your
motherfucking
goddamn business. If it's all consensual and no one's, then fuck you. It's none of your goddamn business.
But it
You're
all
entitled
has
to
to
an
be
opinion.
equal.
You're entitled to an opinion. It is also none of your goddamn business, and you're better off keeping your opinion to
Okay.
yourself.
America, free speech, you have a right to it, but you don't have a right to not suffer consequences.
Right.
Choose your words wisely. You might get decked. And they have the right to that too. You know, people have the right to that shit too.
You know, I do believe there can be a line crossed, you know, where, you know, again, we had this talk
Right
a
or
little
wrong,
earlier,
there's
but
lines.
it was
Yeah,
off air. I mean, you know, it's different. Someone can say something that earns them a fucking punch in the mouth.
Agreed.
But that same thing that would earn them a punch in the mouth isn't like, you know, beat them with a broom handle, curb stomp them, fucking 4 or 5 people start kicking the shit out of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it, I don't know. I just remember back in some of my younger years,
Back in Nam.
you know,
Saw that shit.
you know, sometimes when words would get exchanged, someone would get decked, or there'd be a couple of fucking punches thrown. But it was kind of like
Having an orgy in here or something? What just happened? You having-
negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
I'll throw you a couple dollars. Turn the light back on.
Yeah, I could turn that one on if you want.
No,
Oh no, I guess I'm sorry to cut Greg. Or
we ain't
not
gonna have
Greg,
no
Jared
lights. He
off,
turned that one off.
But Greg made it real sexy up in here. He heard some belly dancing music.
He
sees
wants to
his
go
old
to
lady
nothing but
across-
the red Jaeger lights.
Right.
Greg over here looking at his old lady in the belly dancing music. I think he totally lost concept of any of this show.
Like a cobra.
I want to fuck my old lady. Then fuck you guys. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. And there ain't none of our business. None of our business at all.
It ain't none of our business if
Good
she
job,
wants to
Marco,
fuck
bringing
him.
it back.
Why don't you pour me one of them? I ain't had one of them nasty fuckers in a minute.
Uh,
Feel left out.
what you got left? What you got left in your glass?
I could get rid of what's left in my glass.
Well, let me see that, so I ain't got to run upstairs.
Ah,
You want a drink, or you want a shot drink?
a shot.
Nice.
All right.
Throw this
So,
that way.
No, the red solo fucking chalice.
Just a shot.
Huh. So,
All right,
What-
so neither one of you want Red Bull?
guess I want
Yeah.
a little bit of Red Bull.
Yeah,
I
like
was
a shooter,
drinking
but
that
not like a full
Coca-Cola
mixed drink.
syrup.
You know what I mean?
So, where we at? Where we at on time? Because I want to save Jared's topic. You know, that's the main one. That's good for last. So we can
We're
touch on
about midway through the whole show. So an hour and a half in. I'll do the math for you, sorry.
it. So where are we at till break?
About another 15 minutes.
All right. So apparently, have you like looked any more into the UFO shit?
Me?
Very
No.
little.
And then, yeah.
There you go.
It's been kind of hectic.
I feel it. I feel it. What I come across is in the UFO community. He's a pretty big name, Luis Elizondo.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he already has a lawsuit pending on the Pentagon or whoever you got to put a lawsuit on, because he said he already knows that they're whitewashing the whole UFO disclosure thing. So, I'm actually looking at it like this. They would be stupid to whitewash anything. More and more I'm looking at this whole so-called UFO disclosure thing. I feel like that this has been taken over and it's going to be used as a way to boost military funding, which I'm always about.
No.
I'm always about, keeping our military up and everything, but, now you're fucking playing into what everybody's saying and you're double dipping. So, if they use the whole, it's other countries or whatever, because now all of a sudden, our military is obsolete. I don't know how that happened in fucking months, but, our military is obsolete, so if it's another country, we're going to need more military funding to up our military. in that way, or if it's any kind of extraterrestrial thing, they're going to have to up the military funding anyways on that end. So I think total, if they whitewash this, it's a big missed opportunity of some shit that is bad, but fuck, you get a lot of motherfuckers off your back who's talking about, we spend too much on our military. I think we're good now. We do spend a lot, we're good, but that's double dipping. And again, that goes back to, what I said about, fuck it, if we got it, you might as well start giving out some free shit to people.
We do spend, in one sense, we do spend too much in the military budget. That is different than spending too much on the military. Because
I agree.
Not a lot of that budget goes to the actual military.
Right.
That's not for gears for our troops. That's not for, there's so much money that doesn't even go to the actual, when we say, and I think if people said it differently, it would come across differently. Because when you hear we spend too much on our military, a lot of people get the feeling or the sense of that's we're spending too much on the actual military people. And we don't spend enough on that. We spend a shitload on dumb shit. And we don't spend enough on the right shit.
We spend like millions of dollars on development
of
for
what
shit.
We spend on dumb shit, if we just split that in half and gave one half to the actual military people, and then took the other half, we could fund all the stuff we're talking about doing for free.
I agree with that. Also.
And then still, like you keep saying, take away the money that's going to the illegals. Think of how much more we can fund there.
Dude,
so what I'm saying is, I'm agreeing with you on a lot of those points. And I never did. You and I never we agreed the other way before. And I've changed my mind a lot too, solely for those reasons right there. We have the money. You people, meaning the government, you are using it to line your pockets. You are using it to put people in place to get you special treatment. And the American people are suffering.
Yeah.
Since we already have it. Since we already have it.
Quit fucking with the big corporations because, ultimately them big corporations are employers. Big employers. I don't give a fuck Americans are still the best employed fucking people in the world. Most consistent, whatever. We complain, but other people are dying to come here, literally.
Yeah, but there are other countries that...
things can be upgraded, I get it, but...
Let's just face it, they have a higher quality of living.
Just in taking away gender studies in the fucking litter box, oh, there goes your school. There goes school. There goes college.
That's exactly what I'm saying too.
Right.
I'm changing my stance
from our military. I'm taking it like gender studies in the litter box.
Wait a second, but that was just I was saying that as an example because there is
a good example.
There is a shitload that doesn't need to be spent there. It's spent on dumb shit.
Well, we found that out back in the Reagan era when it was like shredded shit and it was $400 toilet seats. Fucking box of pencils was $200.
I mean, there's just, right, So,
yeah, you're absolutely right, because I'm sure somebody got a motherfucking ink pen sitting on their desk that cost fucking almost $1,000. And it was of Joe Blow's tax money who paid for that shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's that kind of stuff.
Nostrovia. Hey there.
Greg.
Nostrovia. You're over there silently sipping and getting hammered.
Kind of my thing.
But I also agree with you. I'm not saying take only that. But
you said you wanted it, man.
Yeah. Because you're my boy, and then memory came back like, oh my God, you fucking hate that.
I'm not saying take only that. I'm just saying there's room there. There's room with the illegals. There's room with the overseas gender studies. There's room with foreign aid that doesn't need to be spent. I'm not talking about the the ones where if we stop sending bags of rice over, people are going to starve to death. I'm not talking. We
Does that even exist anymore?
It still does. I do think that there are certain parts of that we can help out with.
Let me interject on something. From all these shows that we've done, and
Israel doesn't need any of our goddamn money.
I'm just saying, whatever we're dropping off, them fuckers could be like deluxe Hungry Man meals by now. By 2021, we should be dropping off like fucking buffets. That's how much money supposedly we're sending over for relief.
And that's a good argument to be made as well. But I mean, there are some programs to some countries and some places that,
I'm all for helping people out. I've always have.
But
whether it be me, myself, or
what
my
I'm saying
country,
is, just for a start, let's
take care of your own home.
And I agree
first.
with you, but let's just for a start. And what I'm saying is, if we hit this and that and this and that, there are still legitimate. We don't have to cut all foreign aid. If we cut out the slough, we cut out the stuff that isn't legitimate. Like, these people don't need this for survival kind of shit, right? We cut that out of there. Wait, we cut that one out of there. We cut the gender studies. We quit giving Israel money. Like, we quit giving countries that don't need it money. We take that bullshit, like $4,000 box of fucking pens bullshit out of the fucking military shit. That shit, put other money towards the real shit that people need. But we take enough out of there that we can still that gives us the money to take care of our own already. So we can already take care of our own from the stuff we already cut without having to cut the ones that absolutely require. Like, if we just cut it off on certain countries, they'd die. Even if we wanted to step it back, we'd have to teach them something, and we'd have to step it back. We wouldn't be able to just pull the plug on a couple of these countries, bro.
See, this
you know what I mean?
I see things. You have a more compassionate way of looking at it. My way of looking at it is this. You had the same amount of time to get to where everybody else is.
But it's partly not their fault, because it's just like feeding the wild animals. And I don't mean to make it sound that way, but that's why they don't want you to feed animals when you're out, like at parks and stuff, because then they become dependent upon that handout. Well,
same thing that's happening to America right now.
In a sense, but like this is much more like, depressing and literally like life or death situation. In some of those countries. Since we have already made ourselves the IV line that feeds them. Since we've already done that, we can't just pull the rug out from underneath some of these countries.
Why not?
Because we've created the problem.
Yeah, but sometimes it's better to quit cold turkey. I mean, I've seen it go wrong. I've seen it go right. It's kind of a gamble. We should have never done it in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be not be compassionate.
And then when our former president brought the same topics up that we are, it went from taking care of home to you're racist, and nationalism, which is loving your own country, became a bad thing. It went from nationalism to white nationalism to racist white nationalism. Well, I ain't white and I ain't racist. And I love my country, and I believe my country comes first. We could do whatever for everybody else after our shit is taken care of. When we ain't got nobody on the street homeless, I'm cool.
Hey, whoa. Even if we provide all the resources for that to happen, there will still be people homeless on the street by choice.
Oh, I get that. I understand that. But I'm saying, like, to the
but
way
not
it is
to the numbers that I understand
right.
What you're saying. There will still be some, though. There's people that are just going to decide to live that way.
Until we have
it's happened in every society.
When our streets can be drove over without fucking having to buy a new tire because you busted a belt.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. It sounds that fucking simple, but we have that. We're giving it away. So when all of our shit is perfect, when we get this utopia that you guys want, because we have it, then let's start helping everybody else out. Let's see whatever else is left over. Because at the end of the day, and I even made a point of saying this when it happened, when America had a tragedy, when America was going through some heavy shit, the only country that even thought about giving aid to us was Mexico. Only one. Not Guatemala, not over in bumfuck Sandlitter, not over in wherever the fuck else, Germany, right?
Not Israel, not Saudi Arabia.
Yep, there was no Jewish fucking stars on any of them fucking rescue boats. Motherfuckers was out there like, arriba, arriba, raza! And even the Mexican people, the real citizens there, are pissed about the whole immigration shit, the border shit. Because they know, the real deal people there, know that to do it right and to have some pride in it takes fucking forever. That comes down to pride in yourself. When you could cross that line and do it illegally and get away with it, or you put in that effort, you put in that schooling, you put in that time because you want your family, your grandkids, your great-grandkids to know, I did this the right way so I could provide for you and have a better life for you. That's something, and that's pride. And that's why I'm so pissed about it. Because I've seen a lot of people, especially the dude downtown who got fucked over, who put in that time, who put in that schooling, who did everything and waited years to get naturalized. Well, just come across. We'll give you fucking licenses and you can go to the fuck. Step over the vet, step over general, who gives a fuck what his name is. But you make sure you go get your kids taken care of. Are those your kids even? Are those, they belong to you? Yeah, that's fuck that.
I agree with that.
And with that being said, we're going to take our break and we are going to come back with some Amazon shit.
Cody, 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 Cody.
I got something to say too.
Well, go ahead and say it.
All right, we motherfucking back. We on the last fucking little portion of this fucking run here. For all y'all listening, thanks for staying here with us. This right here is going to be Jared's, baby. I got quite a few thoughts on it because I did some research on it, but I'm glad Jared brought this to my attention. And I need you people out here to listen closely to what's going on. Because at first, you will hear a certain portion and it kind of jars your judgment. But once you listen to all of what the fuck's going on, you'll understand what he's saying. So, that being said, I'm going to give this the big sniz and let him lay this out for you.
Have at it.
All right, well, it's been in the news, the Amazon driver that attacked the elderly woman over a package dispute. Now, as I was reading it, you know, I was...
This is an important part. I don't mean to cut you off, but this is an important part. When did you read the first article? This will come into play later.
Sunday or Monday. It's been just a couple days.
It was sometime over the... I mean, it was...
Almost like a week, maybe at least 5 days.
Maybe close.
Yeah.
All right. That's going to come into play later. Go ahead.
What... The gist of it is, the elderly lady got an alert on her phone that her package was arriving. So she went down to She went outside of her apartment complex to get the package. She asked the driver. The driver didn't have it. She said, give her a minute or whatever. The lady waited 15 minutes, and then she asked her again. The driver told her something about check her white privilege and started just being nasty with her, talking shitty to her. So the lady said, you don't have to be a bitch about it, and turned around and was putting her key into the door to go back inside when the driver attacked her and just literally started beating her. Now, that's unacceptable no matter what. Okay, so we're not debating that. The question that came to my mind, because, you know, I already know how heinous that is, how horrible that is. Like, that's not supposed to happen no matter what. But what popped into my head was, well, the second she said, check your white privilege, that should have become a hate crime. Because if it were a Caucasian person who said any type of, it doesn't even have to be a racial slur, any type of indication that makes them reasonably believe that the attack was motivated by race or sexual orientation or, and the, you know, there's a list. This specifically would be race. So, but, you know, there's definitely an indication. Now, she's being charged with elder abuse and suspicion of battery.
Serious injuries.
With serious injuries, which are both still felonies. But there are cases where physical harm was not even done, that people are prosecuted for hate crimes. And with all this talk of equality and everything else, I absolutely agree with equal treatment under the law for everyone. I've always believed that. I personally don't give a fuck who or what you are. You deserve, as long as you're a citizen of the United States, and there are laws regarding non-citizens too, that when they're caught, you know, treatment and whatnot. So we have to uphold our end of the agreement too. You know, our law enforcements need to be accountable too for their end. But the law is the law, right?
I thought so. A lot of shit's changing now.
Well, let me explain yesterday to you, because everything you're talking about right now basically took part yesterday. The old lady was involved in a situation with an older black gentleman, and basically had my old lady backed up in the truck where she pulled out a pipe, and she's telling this motherfucker to back up. All right.
Whoa.
Now, in layman's term, I'll put it to you this way. She was called white nigger trash. She was called multiple fucking things throughout all this, alright? And then basically when the cop showed up, you know, he turned into a bitch, you know, and oh, I wasn't doing nothing wrong, this and that and the other. Okay, now this is an older gentleman that I personally at 40 years old am ready to kick the ever-living shit out of. But I have a reason. You know, that whole situation you're talking about with the elder, you know what I mean?
Well, that part's way different.
Right. Right. And it's totally the opposite. But at the same time, I totally understand where you're coming from.
This gentleman was far from any kind of
right.
non-mobile.
No, this old lady literally had her back turned and was putting her key into the door of the building to go back in. She was not a threat to anything. Yeah, you know what? Maybe she did say you don't have to be a bitch about it.
Right.
Right, but big fucking deal.
Right.
You know, I guarantee you that fucking Amazon driver has said that a million fucking times in her life to somebody at a fucking fast food joint or a fucking grocery store or a fucking bar or a fucking, you know what I mean? So, like, she didn't say, like, you fucking wetback spick. Like, she didn't do that. She said, you don't have to be a bitch about it. She said the same thing she probably would have said to any person, male, female, gay, straight, white, black, Puerto Rican, Mexican, like, who the fuck cares? She would have said the same thing to whoever was standing there. That was not racially motivated, and that was not means to put hands on somebody, especially when her back is turned. And the only reason I say at all that this should be prosecuted as a hate crime, and it shows the state of our, not only our judicial system, but that the politics,
now.
the politics of our the politics in our laws now,
And of our media.
yes. If she would not have said anything about checking your white privilege, if she would have not made any indication that this was motivated in any way at all about race, then I wouldn't be saying this. Just because, she's of, I don't know exactly, so I don't want to like cause any problems of some.
She's some kind of Hispanic,
Right. So, and I don't know what, and I'm, it doesn't matter, but just because her skin tone was different than the old lady's, I would not.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Fucking matter.
But it's the fact that she used the language that she used, and that is exactly what they use in decisions whether they're going to prosecute as hate crimes or not. When the perpetrator is Caucasian or straight.
All right. I'm gonna let Joyce. I got all kind of thoughts on this. I'm gonna let Joyce, because Joyce is an actual worker for Amazon, wherever we might be at the time. But she may be in the forest for all you know. But I want to hear her thoughts. But yeah, go ahead.
One of the things, and I watched this video, I read what I could find on it because I wanted to see it from different angles before I completely formed an opinion on it. I've never encountered a customer
Get that motherfucker.
that was belligerent with me. I have encountered customers who have had problems with deliveries, stolen packages, things being broken or damaged. And 9 times out of 10, it's the way you come at them. It's the way that you try to help them. And you learn that in freaking training. I was taught when I started training with Amazon that the day and the world that we live in, their slogan is delivering smiles. It's that for a reason. You're delivering a service to this customer.
No, it's that big penis that's on Amazon.
And they expect a certain level of behavior from their drivers. And you're taught that when you train with them. You're taught what to do in all those situations. But one of the things that sticks out with me is I was straight up told, you are on camera always. 100% of the time, you are on camera. It doesn't matter if you see a camera, you're on camera, and you are to act as if you were on camera. Now, as far as that, Amazon did come forward and say that she is no longer employed with them, and they don't condone her actions. The delivery driver.
There's a good chance she works for a subcontractor.
Right. Most of your delivery drivers actually work for a logistics company that are subcontracted by Amazon, but you still have to follow Amazon's
Oh no, absolutely,
rules.
yeah.
And you still also represent.
Right,
And I agree.
100%.
I do agree.
And you also
Right.
you sign social media policy stuff. You really, like, they take that shit serious. Like, their image is a big deal to them because it's one of the things that people are looking for because they're different than some of the other shipping companies and places that you can buy stuff online. So they hold they have more strict
They have
rules.
higher standards.
So, but in watching the video, even having a bad day, in watching the video, there was an altercation where they exchanged, they were verbally arguing. When the customer then said, you don't have to be a bitch about it, she turned around and had her back completely to the driver and was trying to unlock the door to the apartment building to go back inside. At that point,
Everything de-escalated.
it's over.
Should have been.
It should have been completely over. It shouldn't. There should never have been a verbal argument in the first place. But people are human, and people have bad days. Whatever. But at that point, then the driver attacked the woman from behind. Now, she's claiming self-defense. How the hell, on camera, right? How the hell are you trying, and what the hell is your lawyer thinking? Because there is no way you could say that's self-defense.
All right. So, I looked at this from every possible angle. So, I'm going to just lay out what I see about the situation, and then I'm going to go into the comparisons. First of all, a detriment to our society, this is a perfect example. You know, this woman didn't even have the work ethic. So what? I don't give a fuck what that, you know, we were brought up in a day and age where the customer was always right. Especially if you deal with the public. If you can't deal with the fucking public, then, you know, you don't do that. You know,
I was
you know,
in service and sales for a long
especially
time.
you, salesman. You know, unless you're a good slick motherfucker, a lot of salesmen, especially from dudes, will tell you to go fuck yourself quick. Because nobody likes a salesman. You got to be a damn good salesman for somebody to actually like you.
And then it doesn't even matter.
Right.
They're stepping onto a car lot.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. You know, it's not like, you know, being at a bar, they're like, oh, hey, you're a salesman, I hate you. It's like they know, they come in with their guard up, ready to do battle constantly. And so you learn how to deal with it.
So that was my first issue, the work ethic there.
You know, and I've worked retail before too.
To touch on what Joyce was saying about the whole self-defense, this is the only thing I could even come close to thinking where they're trying to grab merit from, and it's not there. It's not there. I watched this thing in HD. I watched it in 2040 like P. I watched it at what is it, like 64 frames a second or whatever. You know, I tried to find it. The self-defense is this girl is trying to say this woman spit on her.
I've watched
did not, you know,
so
I
many
looked
videos
for it. I
on
tried.
this thing, and I have not been able to see that
I
either.
am one who scrutinizes porn down to the corn in the turd. And that woman did not spit on that girl.
I don't watch the same kind of porn you watch.
I'm not either.
Now,
Shit.
Exactly.
To go about any other end, the reason why I asked you when you saw it, when you first sent me the post about it, I looked it up. And they said that this girl was spouting all, you know, the first article, the report, this girl was spouting all kind of white racist shit. To look at any of the videos now and any of the reporting now, one, maybe two videos you catch will say anything was said from the girl. Woman didn't say a damn thing. You know, what you hear is the old white lady called her a bitch. And she spit on her. Some of them say she spit on her. That's why the self-defense. When first reports say, the lady reported to the police officer, said this girl was spouting all kind of, you're white privilege and all kind of other, you know, this and that, whatever the fuck else. So that's the first thing. That pissed me off when I was trying to do the research on it, and they totally deleted it. Now, the one channel, Willie D from the Ghetto Boys, he has a podcast channel. He touched on it. And he had me fooled for a quick minute, I'm not going to lie. Because he broke down everything as it actually happened. He talked about the girl saying, you know, stuff about her white privilege or whatever. But then he downplayed it all. Oh, do you think this girl really deserves what she got? You think she really deserves a bond of 100 whatever thousand? You really... Now...
She unprovoked.
Now,
she was unprovoked and attacked someone. Yeah, she deserves a high bond.
Now, and I looked at a couple other, And I'm sorry to say, but, they were all predominantly black fucking channels. And they all say the same thing. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Now, let's reverse this. There was a couple who went at pretty much verbally at an Amazon driver. I'm not exactly sure what the case was, but he had a big van. There was cars on each side, so I'm assuming that he blocked up the road or whatever, and somebody was being a dick.
Where the driver got out?
Well, there was a couple of them where the driver got out. But this one, the driver did get out. He did have words with the couple. It was a white couple. Apparently some racial slurs were tossed, back and forth. No hands were laid on this driver, the delivery person. No nothing. Just some, two assholes spouting off to a delivery kid. Whether he was right or wrong, then people were wrong for being dickheads. Better ways of handling things. You start throwing out, that whatever words, now you're being an asshole.
I agree with that.
But, again, America, you're allowed to say what you want, but if that dude would have punched you in the mouth, you'd have deserved it. Yeah, you'd have got what you deserved. That has nothing to do with this. Anyways, that couple right now is not only being charged with hate crimes, but race intimidation and 3 or 4 other crazy fucking felonies for words. While this other girl beat this old lady's ass, and it's elderly abuse. It would have been elderly abuse before she started spouting off white privilege and shit.
Right.
Again, I'm not condoning either side,
right,
because that couple was a fucking asshole. But fair is fair. Equality is equality.
Right, and the law is the law.
So if these two got the hate crime thing, then that fucking whatever kind of Hispanic chick
should
same
carry
thing,
the same thing.
Fucking thing. I actually think it should be worse because she laid hands on that old lady.
Right.
I will even give her the benefit of the doubt of what I just said. That old lady said, quit acting like a bitch. That might have been a trigger thing. You have to, you're not free from consequences. You get smacked in the mouth. You beat that old lady's ass as she was trying to get away.
Right.
Spouting off racist horseshit.
The old lady didn't even know it was coming. She didn't even know she needed to get away. She wasn't like getting away in a panic either.
She was
just
away.
walking away. So, I mean, it was totally out of nowhere, an unprovoked attack. If this would have been even white on white, how heinous that would be. Like, this is a heinous crime without the race charge.
So glad you brought that up. Wait a second. Let me interject this on that. Now, nobody heard this. Because while I was doing research, I was curious. I'm like, how often does this happen? And more often than not, Amazon delivery people, they do take a lot of hell. There's a lot of videos out there. They do, get fucked with a lot. But as far as what you just said, the white on white, you don't hear nothing like that, just like the black on black. Because there was also another white Amazon delivery person that hit an old dude in the face with his phone. Like, that video's fucked up. But you didn't hear about that, did you? Happened last year, August 2020. Nothing heard about it. Nothing heard about it. But best believe, this is going to be a big shit. Not the fucking girl beating up the old lady. The couple fucking yelling racial shit at the other dude.
Right. It's going to be, that's going to be bigger. They're going to have harsher
In my
penalties.
eyes, that kid who fucking hit the old dude, I don't give a fuck what color, and the girl who hit the old lady, them two are equal. The other one is behind that, and you guys are all pieces of shit.
Right.
Agreed.
Listen, and I've had, I know other drivers. They've had dogs let out on them.
I've seen a couple of drivers run away from little dogs like mine. Like, really?
I'm more scared of little dogs like yours than I am the big ones. The big
them
ones,
little
I'm
ones
like,
come,
I'm gonna pet you.
They try and roll behind you and get you get you on the Achilles.
And those little ones, like the big ones, you can tell. Are they scared? Are they mean? You can tell. Those little ones, they're freaking
Amazon
out.
drivers up near
spazzing.
NYC don't like animals. There's like a little community that they take out the animals.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Purposely, there's like a couple of Amazon drivers. Like, one dog has 3 legs now. The other one,
that's
there's
horrible.
another
I would
dead
never do
dog.
something like that.
I was like, you guys are cocksuckers. But you know what? I ain't fucking down in Amazon. It ain't Amazon's fault. It's these assholes.
No, and you know what? I guarantee you, as soon as Amazon, I mean, those people are gone. They're not protected. They're not taking care. Those people are flat out gone.
Right.
And here's the thing.
Because you're fucking with Amazon's pocketbook.
If
Right.
you-
And no company can control every single person that comes in, even with the background checks and everything that they actually do.
Yeah, even
what a
Coca-Cola
lot
backed
of
off this
of
shit.
customers don't understand is if you have a situation where a dog on your property bites one of our drivers, or you are belligerent to one of our drivers,
Oh yeah.
It's a red flag.
the customer themselves then can be banned from ordering from Prime. They'll still let you order from Amazon, but then it gets delivered through the postal service. But if it was one of those situations where you were truly wronged, Amazon backs their drivers on
Right.
that. They
Amazon will
do
get
something
it. Right.
about
Amazon will push on the people that wronged you. You're not
in
alone.
my eyes, it's kind of like when Jared and I talk about the social media thing. How people think that, it's my right to say this and it's no. Even when I get banned from certain shit, you know what? I don't like it, and it may be wrong. I may be completely right, but I'm in somebody else's house. I am in
Right.
somebody else's house. I was invited in there, reluctant or not. I broke the rules. I get kicked out. I don't have a right to say, if I'm outside the house, then I can say what the fuck I want. But inside that house, I got no fucking, I got to abide by the rules.
I chose to sign up for this service.
Yes,
You know what?
Exactly. Just like YouTube. I fucking can't stand when YouTube starts banning people or posting, like, fake shit and then saying other shit's fake, but you know what? It's their house. It is their fucking house.
Now, let me
this
tell you.
right here is mine.
This is, as a delivery driver, this is how I would have handled that situation. Bad day or not, because I've had them. She had 2 totes. Now, if that woman's package was in one of those totes, you know what? I'm really sorry that you got it. You got your, notification before I actually delivered your package. Let me look for it right now. Here you go. Thanks for being patient. I
That's
appreciate
called
it.
customer service,
Right,
guys.
and that's part of the job. You're not a truck driver pulling up to a loading dock and unloading freight. You're just like when I worked at Firestone. Yeah, I was a salesman. That was part of the job, but the other part of the job, even selling cars, is the customer service. It's not just the negotiating and the selling of something.
Right.
It's the servicing. I'm in customer service, not just sales. And
when I ran the oil change place, there's plenty of, and especially when I was younger, my fuse was short. I had to learn real quick. I was given a responsibility. Now, no matter what this person says in front of me, I got to feed my kids.
Right.
And you figure out, especially if you have a brain, and I'm sure you've learned this, Jared, too, doing your shit. There is a very polite way of telling somebody to go fuck themselves.
For sure.
And getting your
Isn't that
job
nice?
done. Getting your fucking job done. There's been plenty of times where I had people get irate with me or act a fool or whatever. And
in certain situations, even when you're right, you're wrong.
Right, and you just
to
suck
fight
that
with
up.
them just doesn't. I have been completely right and just given customers money before because honestly,
in life in general, sometimes you just okay, I did this,
and with the
sir, or
company-
it's our fault or whatever. Let me take care of that.
With a company like Firestone, we're the level I was at, given a discretionary fund every month to do stuff anyways. I was expected to use it because of surveys and customer service and Yelp reviews and Google reviews.
Right.
And, it's easier to just...
It used to be called
And
petty
we've all
cash
done it in
way
our
back
personal
the
life
day,
where
but-
even though we knew we were right, it was easier to just give somebody the fucking money.
And
or
not only
just
that,
pay them to
a
shut
lot
them the
of
fuck up
times,
and make the stress
them
go
people
away.
will go away, think about it, and be like, I was wrong, but he still fucking did that. And they end up becoming good customers. Or they'll be like, no, you're a dick. I've had plenty of times people come back. You were a dick last time, but you were right.
Right.
Here's a $15,
Right.
$20 tip.
I'll tell you what, and
whatever.
I would love to find. I'd love to find if somebody even still does the course. I can't remember the acronym that they used for it, but when I got into the car business in Annapolis and we were doing all the Grant Cardone training and everything, we went to this course that he recommends, and it's a 2-day seminar, and it's on how to stay calm and cool in stressful situations and how to not have the facial changes and all that stuff. And a good portion of the course, because they want to induce stress, dude, you are in a chair and there are 4 or 5 of the instructors just fucking in your face, just fucking insulting the fuck out of you.
It's
and just fucking like just.
I think I might have read about it because it's real similar to the Quantico training.
The psych part of it is,
right,
yeah.
right. You know, you're able to. You not only have to be able to tell the physical things in people's faces when they're lying, you know, like an eye twitch or some shit like that, but you have to be able to not do that.
Right.
Like I remember
So, and
reading
that's what it was
psych
for
book.
like
Yeah.
when you're negotiating with a customer, and it's one of those, not when even just someone who's that it's a difficult situation. I mean, one of those, there's those people that you bring him the first set of numbers and he just looks up and goes, "Fuck you."
I have 2 more real quick points to make about this. And honestly, if there was something wrong and she couldn't find that package, we are literally supposed to have badges displayed. We're also, on the other side of that badge, there is another card that not only tells us what Amazon considers the keys to a perfect delivery, which this girl broke all kinds of rules of those, but also the customer service number. The way Amazon works, if your package is stolen, you don't even have to prove it was stolen. If you call them and
They
say
give you another one.
it's not there, they'll just ship you one for free. I ordered a book bag for my son. I didn't realize it was coming from freaking China.
I'm going through that now.
It was months. And I was like, forget it now. I requested a refund from Amazon. They 100% gave me my refund and then said it was held up in customs. It's still coming. Feel free to keep it. So, at that point, if she couldn't find this woman's package, you then go, I'm really sorry. I mean, I know there's other trucks out in the area. It may be on one of them. But if you don't get it, here's the customer service number. They will 100% make sure that your package is replaced.
See, now,
and that you get it.
My biggest take from all this is that the way things are going now, and I learned this especially, like you were saying, you know, the liberal guys that I hang around with sometimes, I noticed it especially from them. You get a lot of these kids out here who are working but still got it in their head that they're worth more, this job is beneath me, or this, and you know, they don't have that work ethic. They don't, you know, and they're not going to get it because they think that the money that they're getting now is not worth the work that they should be doing, and they don't realize that, you know, when we were younger, to get the money that they're getting paid just entry level, we had to do some excruciating shit.
Right.
You know, you had to work in a fucking oil field. You know, Mama over here looked like a Mormon. Lord knows what the fuck she was doing. I was fucking doing a little bit of fucking everything because I didn't want to be a fucking crackhead. So, you know, but nobody, you know, these kids now think that I would have loved, if I could have walked into an Amazon job when I was fucking 16 or 18 years old, with the benefits. You know, a lot of people say Amazon don't do this or that. Fuck you guys. You know, I know people who work in Amazon. Amazon is not that, I mean, it ain't the greatest, but it's one of the better companies to fucking work for, and it ain't going no fucking work.
No company's going to be perfect.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
People
you know,
have these unrealistic expectations.
You know, Bezos wasn't a bad dude, and when he left the company, he left it in pretty decent shape. So, you know, at least they kept a decent amount of what he had going on, at least from what I see. So, I mean, as far as, you know, I feel like Amazon is one of the better jobs out there, especially these days. But, again, like what I was saying, you get a lot of these younger, you know, kids who get these jobs, and they think this is some bullshit or whatever. You know, I can just do what the fuck I want.
It's an entitlement thing.
Right. It's a big entitlement thing, and then you know you wonder why in the long run Amazon is getting rid of fucking drivers and shit and wanting to go to drones. Well, there ain't very many people left out there like my friends who work for Amazon, who actually have that work ethic, who actually want to help.
Let me say something on that one note there. Amazon doesn't want to get rid of people and go to drones. They don't. No. Amazon is expanding and going bigger and bigger, and they're going to need all of it. I'm not saying that nobody will get displaced at all because maybe certain service areas are better this way or whatnot. I'm not saying nobody will get displaced, but this is not going to be like massive GM type layoff shit.
No, but I feel like if they get an abundance of, all right, so our workforce now is these entitled brats, and they keep fucking up.
They don't keep.
They're not like the years before. So we're in a so-called fucking worker shortage.
A lot of those.
So just hear me out. So in a particular area, because I feel you're right, they are expanding crazy. But in a particular area,
15.
if we have more issues with this workforce here, then fuck it. We'll just say we won't have that workforce.
I will say
we'll have the warehouse and then send drones out.
Here's one thing to think about on what you're saying, though, too. We've talked about a couple of incidents here tonight, and I'm sure there's a few more. But if you look at the amount of drivers that Amazon has on the road compared to how many incidents have happened, you're going to find it's a very low percentage. And here's why. Because those people typically, these are the ones that have the issues or the exceptions to the rule, because typically they don't make it through the process.
Well, see, I kind of looked at things that way, too, earlier. Like, I wanted to kind of peel this apart to see, what was what. And when it came down to it, with the research that I did, it typically, there is a lot more incidents than you think. There are more incidents of customers fucking with the delivery drivers than vice versa, but there are more than you think. But most of those incidences where the delivery driver is the one who is the aggressor, it is a below 30 demographic. It is, and
right,
that's and that was real.
And,
like
and I agree with that. I agree with. I understand what you're saying.
I'm like, well, maybe is it, is it an age thing? It can't be a color thing because they deliver everywhere. And if you want to go to that whole color thing, then that's social media, but that's different. But as far as incidents go, whereas there is a lot of the incidents range for customers fucking with people because they don't give a fuck whether you're a young kid or not. Some people are assholes.
Right.
But as far as when the delivery driver is the aggressor, they're under 30 years old. It's these millennials who are entitled.
And I will say that they were younger when I was at the end of my heavy construction, oil field, and pipeline career. They were under. They were younger than under 30 now. You know what I mean? But it's the same people, same group of people.
Right. Like,
and I noticed.
I could explain it to you.
I noticed the same thing that you're talking about. But within that age group, there are still people.
Oh, there's a few.
And to be honest,
it's getting smaller and
to be
smaller.
honest, like you said, I know what you're saying about there's more incidents than you think, but if you really understand how many drivers Amazon has on the road, the percentage of the incidents where the driver is the instigator is going to be extremely a low percentage compared to how many drivers they have on the road.
The way I looked at it, I just picked some random states.
That's because of the process to get in.
You're right,
so
but you know what another factor is?
The majority of those under 30s that would have those issues, the majority, like I said, there's always exceptions to rules. They get weeded out in the process and don't make it through.
What I found out a big factor is where you are, what state you're in too. The states, more the closest to California and in California, or up towards Washington and Oregon, and this was before all this shit popped off because I'm sure that made it worse. But we're not looking at we're looking at the whole. They, for some reason, are the ones that are more shittier towards their customers.
The left coast.
Yeah, more towards, California and San Fran. San Fran. I thought gay people were happy. Gay people are supposed to be all jolly and shit.
Yeah, because I thought it
riding
was
around.
like New York where everybody
Yeah,
was
but
supposed
listen.
to be assholes.
I see
There's
it.
a couple there, but the majority that I've found where there's incidents where, I seen one where this one kid was just wrong, totally. He was a driver. He was like being a dick. He parked right in the middle of the road. It was like one lane only left. He saw that there was a line of people behind him, and he kept claiming he had to go deliver this box to this house. House was in front of him. Now, if it was, you see that shit and you absolutely had to do that, I'm giving this kid the benefit of the doubt. You get the fuck out your truck, you go deliver that shit, you punch whatever buttons you got to get the fuck back in.
Right.
He decided because he waited so fucking long, there was people coming out the cars like, dude, move your truck or we're going to move it for you. The line, you could see it. Kid came back, still boxed it, fuck you, this and that, you don't need it, I'll do what the fuck I want, you're not going to go. Now, mind you, everything was real hyped up because people were pissed, but there was no racial shit put out there, no threats were made. The only thing that was said by the people, and it was more than one person, more than one car, come out was like, look, move this van. Well, instead of arguing with the people, number one, go deliver your shit, then you can move the van. Number two, why the fuck you have some common sense?
Right.
Unless that was some do or die shit, that was a kidney or something. Yeah, you got to hold the fuck up. But then to come back and be shitty with the fucking people about the whole thing, like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Listen, and honestly, so according to Amazon, you're not supposed to pull into driveways. Okay, there's been too much damage. They don't want you pulling into driveways. Okay, there's always an exception to that. If for some reason it's not safe to park in the road, I do it on the 46. 46 people fly past there. Okay, you back into the driveway enough to get out of the way. Okay, that's common sense. Okay, but you have a lot of these drivers who are like, fuck you, go around, and it's not the right attitude. It's not what you're supposed to have, but they feel entitled, and I see it with my own kids. These people.
Well, the big thing about the story I just told you, number one, that camera thing is bullshit because the only way we got footage of that was other people videotaping it.
Which one?
Of the driver just parking in the middle of the road and then going.
Wait a second.
It depends on where the camera's pointing.
And it also depends on how long ago it was because they're.
This was recent.
Not all vans have cameras yet.
Yeah, like a lot of the there's like the unbranded ones, just the white ones, don't have cameras.
Oh,
Even some of
this
the branded
had
ones.
the big fucking thing on the side.
Even some of the branded ones, they're just now putting them all in.
This was scream and tell on me.
But I see it even in my kids now, and they weren't raised this way.
Right, that's what I was just about to say. I don't get it because they weren't raised this way.
They let words offend them or hurt them or make them feel like it's justified to physically react when you need to be stronger than that. You need to realize that other people have bad days too. Maybe they're pissed off at something else and taking it out on you.
Well, I had Rob Coleman, and I respect that man. I love that man to death. He's a very church-going, godly dude. And him and I have had it out back and forth. When I first met him face to face, he kind of pulled me to the side and was like, that doesn't bother you, like if somebody calls you a spick or if somebody calls this and that? I straight up told him, I was like, dude, if you could let a word destroy your day, destroy an hour, destroy a minute of your time, you're a weak motherfucker.
People need to grow
And
up.
I love him to death, but in my eyes, these people who are letting this shit fucking get, unless it is up in your face, unless it is something you actually have to fucking deal with, your TV is giving you stress. Your video game. The computer was originally a video game, and then it was a porn fucking site. After that we got knowledge. It was games and fucking jacking off. That right there If that right there is ruining your fucking life, if that right there is causing you to either fucking, do some ignorant terrorist shit or try to kill yourself, man, somebody went wrong with you.
People need to stand up and have a spine. Period. The last real quick thing I was going to say, my job is not difficult mentally to do. Anybody could really do it. There are times where it is physically strenuous and people don't want to actually work because they pay good. They have good benefits. They have bonuses. They're a fantastic company to work for.
Work is a bad word now.
But you have to work and you have to uphold the standards of the company that you just hired on to because that's what they expect. And they're the ones paying your signing your check. They're the ones that you voluntarily signed up to work for. If you don't like their rules, go work somewhere else.
Exactly. And I'm going to end on this note. We're going to close this down for the night for WTF Wednesday. One thing that bothers me the most, and I ran into this and I'm going to have to deal with this situation in another part of my professional life. These people who go around and complain about how they are worth more or things should be more to them or this and that and all this other bullshit, that they are broke and they're not getting all this other, and they have the fucking nerve to once you got something rolling, I don't want to do this, I'm going to have you do this. Or I didn't want to do this, I'm going to have this. No, you haven't built yet. You on that first step, nigga, you ain't even built a fucking house yet and you're on vacation? Vacation? Pissed off the shit ain't working in your shit? No, it don't work that way. We have lost the fucking work ethic to no end. I was brought up with a grandfather that came, from Puerto Rico and worked in the steel mills. Straight up. Jared fucking, his family worked in the fucking marina and he was in the oil fields. Didn't you say like he worked out there on the boats or welding some shit, your dad?
Mm-mm. I mean, he was a scuba instructor after he retired, but he was in insurance. But both my grandfathers, were one was a operating engineer and one was a carpenter. They traveled all around building America.
Work.
Right, work.
The American dream is called the American dream for a reason. It's unrealistic. You can get it, but you got to bust your ass to get it. You don't just fucking go get it. With that being said, we're going to cut this shit off. Greg's giving me the light. Much love. Check out fucking we just did What the Fuck Wednesday. Check out Deep Space tomorrow. Me and Big Stiz will be on that motherfucker. And check out Scotty with the full album Friday and the Stay at Home Comedy Show and all that other horse shit. We out.
There you go.
Peace.